Well, my new Swisher Predator 24-inch brush mower came in yesterday, and this is the model 1524 BS, which I think is the Briggs & Stratton BS. 11.5 horsepower, and it came on a huge truck, and I bought it from Walmart. I checked prices on Lowe's, Home Depot, Swisher, and other places, and Walmart, including delivery, was still free. Not free delivery, but had to pay for that. But even then, it was still cheaper than the other companies. So it took me about an hour to get it uncrated. It was on a big skid, and then a big crate made of oak stapled all the way around it, and that was quite a bit of work. Well, I got it off the crate, and the handle was not installed, and it was laying on top of the mower, strapped down with twist ties and covered with plastic to protect it from the rain. And so what I had to do first was bolt it down here, and I didn't really know where to put it, but actually it worked out quite well. There's 3 bolts that come with it, and I'm 6 feet tall, and as you can see here, I'm about 4 holes down. So the lever up here was not attached. This is the lever on the left that controls the transmission. It engages the transmission, or the wheels, and I couldn't figure out how to get the cable connected to this lever, so I called Swisher, and a couple of young ladies came to my rescue, and they sent me a picture of how it should go. Now you say, why did they have to send me a picture? That's because there's no assembly manual, and probably some of them come in different degrees of unassembled, and this part right here wasn't. So as you can see, I put the cable thing right here in this top of the small hole on the top, and then this right here gets bolted to the back side of that plate, and this bolt came with the kit. And then also this transmission shift lever was not connected, and I just arbitrarily assumed that this is how you do it, so I just took a couple of bolts and bolted it on there. As you can hear, thunderstorms coming up, and that's why I quit cutting. So there's that, and then the cables were just dangling almost on the ground, and I took some wire ties here and fastened them to the handles here, as you can see. So also I lowered the cutting as much as I could, and as you can see here on the side, there were one more notch to go, and I put it all the way down, so I'm in the lowest hole, which raises those skids all the way up and lets it cut as short as possible. That's about 3 inches or so. These things come in 4 or 5 different versions. This is, I don't think this is the cheapest one. I think they got one cheaper than this even, but this one, the choke is right here. It's a pull-out thing. Pull it out to choke it, push it in to unchoke it, and the throttle is right here, and you do the same thing. Pull it out, push it in for slow, pull it out for fast. And usually I pull the choke out all the way, and it starts the first time, and then I cut the gas back on it just a bit. So it came with oil already installed, and here we go. So let's see. I think, in my opinion, these things are pretty flimsy, and I got kind of hung up in a chain link fence, and this thing bent. This bent real easy, and I just bent it back. I'm not sure how long it's going to last. It does have a differential, and on really rough ground, you're constantly working it back and forth, trying to get the spinning wheel to engage. I would just assume that it didn't have a differential, and I don't care if it tears up the grass or what, but it'd be like a rotor tiller in that case, I guess. It'd be nice to have a way to lock them up with some handles up there, but I guess that would cost a bit more. So anyway, one of the reasons I got this was to help me up and down the hills, because they're a little steep, and you can see here, right there is what I'm up against. Got a rope there I can pull myself up the hill with, but I cut that area down there, and it had some trees about 3/4 inches tall, and a lot of ivy. And of course, it just breezed right through the ivy, and the trees, they got whacked down pretty good, so I didn't even have to run at full speed or anything. So the reason I'm clearing that down there is because of snakes, and we did have some copperheads down there. So I got my gaiters on and my boots, and I wear gloves, and I got a hard hat because sometimes limbs fall out of these trees very easily. These are like 100-foot tall pines, and down there is the lake. And so anyway, I went all the way around this part of the property, and there's another acre over that way that you can see where I've got a lot of ivy and trees and things that I'm going to clear off also. Some of this is a bit too rough, like this is all rock here, and there's no way I'm going to try to clear it. I'm just going to try to kill it if I can. But anyway, I think for the money, it may be a good deal. The shift lever, I'll say this, is not easy to shift gears sometimes. I have to sometimes hold the blade engaged down and use my right hand to get this thing going. And if there's a stress on the transmission, like if you're on a hill, going up a hill, it puts a little tension on the transmission, and it makes it almost impossible to move the lever from like you're in first, you want to go to reverse. That can really be tough sometimes, and you just have to slam on it and or try to take some of the tension off by pushing on the mower, or twisting it or something. It takes a little bit of getting used to, and it's a constant battle on rough ground. Well, part of that's because, see, these are just little cables like you'd use on a throttle, and I'm a little afraid of one of them breaking or something if I have to push too hard on it, so I try to be careful with it. So as you can see here, there's where you put the oil in. There's your gas, and I don't know, I probably ran it for about half an hour or so. It's well, it used quite a bit. It's not a very big gas tank, so you need to be prepared to run out of gas. So that's about it. What I'd like to have, if possible, would be a locking differential, so I could work my way out of ruts a little bit easier. Bigger wheels would be, bigger tires, not so much in diameter but width. These are a little skinny. Not sure how much it would help. So that, and then let's see, I can show you the blade, I think, because it's real easy to get underneath and work on the blade if you need to. Just one hand, and I can lift it right up And there you go. There's your blade. And you know, I hit a few little stumps and rocks and things, and it looks like it's still going. So that's what it's made for. Heavy stuff like that. Oh, anyway, that's about it, folks. Thanks for watching.